Okay, afternoon. Violence is one of the silent epidemics globally. About 1 billion children experience violence, and this actually reflects the trend in Namibia as well. 1 in 10 children from the Orphaned and Vulnerable Children program in Namibia reported recent violence, which is within the last 6 months, physical violence. The sad thing is nearly 50% of the children only report the violence. Most of them don't. And those who report, not all of them get the help which they deserve. And this is worse when you look at orphans and vulnerable children who, because of their unstable living conditions, they are susceptible to violence and they don't have the tools to be able to report that violence. So the findings we are sharing here are not for us to show the magnitude of violence in Namibia, but to show some of the factors which are associated with violence so that whenever we want to do programming, we know who to target with the interventions which we'll be having. From our study, we saw that all the adolescents, 15 to 19-year-olds, were at a higher risk of violence compared to the younger ones, 10 to 14. And this could be because it is a bit difficult for the older adolescents to listen to the adults, and they end up on the end of a stick most of the time. Disabled children, unlike in most of the countries where we hear that disabled children are at risk of abuse, we saw the opposite in Namibia. They actually report less abuse. And what could be the reason for this? From our program, we thought the less reporting of violence by disabled children could be from empathy from the caregivers. It could be because they have less physical contact with their world, and then they may not be prone to physical abuse most of the time. And also that their disability may actually affect their ability to report any violence if it happens to them. Another important finding which we saw is that children who had positive caregivers were actually less likely to report abuse. This, I think, I can attribute it to the programming which has been happening in Namibia, where we have been giving positive parenting to caregivers who are mainly HIV positive, and also that HIV positive caregivers has frequent contact with healthcare providers, with social workers, so that they may have had positive parenting given to them at one point in their lifetime. And the other thing we also realize is that there is geographical difference in the prevalence of physical violence among children, with Omthia having like double the national average in Namibia. So what does this mean? It means that we need to target action to prevent abuse. So we can scale up violence against children awareness and community behavior change in high-risk districts. This sounds simple as like giving information to people and then they will change their ways, but it's not that simple. I'll just give you a short example. I still have 25 seconds to go. I once went for a support visit in one of the districts where we were implementing the program, and the senior, well-experienced counselor was going through the parenting curriculum. He went on to tell people alternative ways of disciplining children. After that, she changed it to a vernacular which she thought I didn't understand. And she told the parents, remember, this is just a curriculum. This is not what we do at home. Meaning that as much as we can spread the messages, it takes long for people to actually change the ways they do things. So that's one example for us to know that it is important that we try to figure out how to bring in behavior change. And it's not just giving the message, but it's a long process because some of the norms, we gain them over centuries and they are difficult to take away. We need to conduct routine regional assessments to identify the local violence drivers so that we address them. And also leverage on programming to make sure that every opportunity we get to be in contact with children, we take child protection importantly and assess if there is violence against those children. Thank you.